An interesting update I just noticed for Tesla vehicles, which was rolled out late January and early February of 2025, is the Tesla cabin radar sensor update. In all Model Ys years 2025 and in quarter four Model Ys 2024, these Model Ys have the hardware that is necessary to support this cabin radar feature. And through the update, which was fully rolled out by the end of February 2025, this cabin radar sensor is now activated. What is the purpose of this cabin radar? I find it very interesting, and I think it's a good thing, but it does raise a couple of questions. This radar operates under radio waves to penetrate materials to make it easier for the sensor to detect minute forms of movement. This includes whether or not a human occupant or an animal occupant is in the vehicle. It can detect minute movements such as respiration from organic material, like, well, not organic material, but from organisms that are alive, like humans and animals, and it can even detect heart rate. So it will detect whether the occupant is breathing and has vital signs such as a heart rate. This will include, of course, humans and animals, most commonly dogs. The whole purpose of this is to provide a safety measure for when occupants are left in the vehicles, particularly aimed at when children are left in vehicles. And if a child occupant is detected to be left in a vehicle upon you exiting the vehicle, maybe unknowingly, it will give you an alert on your Tesla phone app, and it will also create a some kind of a chime noise from the vehicle. So Tesla says in the US, an average of 37 deaths per year are related to heat stroke in kids, which is, quite frankly, ridiculous. That's why we developed Cabin Radar, a 4D imaging sensor that requires little power and can detect respiration through organic non-metallic occlusions such as car seats. Cabin Radar first row sensing comes standard on new Model Y and Model 3 plus Cybertruck and will be enabled on 2022 plus Model Y via the over-the-air update. In addition, child presence detection will soon be rolled out to all vehicles, also via over-the-air update. So this is pretty cool, as it's stating that eventually all Tesla vehicles will have the child presence detection rolled out through to all Tesla vehicle models, which I think is pretty good. In addition to that, the data from these cabin radar sensors are then integrated into the computer and via AI used to analyze where which passengers are seated and where. And right now, this only applies to the front row. And hopefully, and most likely, Tesla will be releasing a future update to include the back rows as well, if the hardware supports it. But the data fed into the AI, into the computer, and analyzed via AI, it will be used to accurately and properly and probably more quickly deploy airbags and even disable certain airbags based on whether a child is present in a child's seat. Also, it may also be used to direct the HVAC within the car if only one person is present in the car and the radar detects a single person. The car may then customize itself to that person according to the patterns that the radar has saved and analyzed and fed into the AI. So according to your specific radar signature, the car may adjust the HVAC directed toward you, adjust the mirrors, and adjust the seating based on your previous preferences, which I think is pretty cool as well. It does add a layer of automatic and intelligent design and customization to the vehicle relative to your standards, right? Now, my question is, this to me is a lot of data, right? It's a lot of data being analyzed, and it's like, okay, is Big Brother really inside my own vehicle now? Are we going to be constantly surveilled now? Where is this data going, right? Well, I tried to do a little bit of searching on this, and it doesn't appear that Tesla has made any official statements regarding the usage of this data or where it's going. My best guess is, I could be wrong, of course. My best guess is that the data is used, stored, and analyzed locally, just as how the Sentry mode or the camera data on the vehicle is used. It's mostly stored. It's stored locally and analyzed locally, and does not leave the vehicle to go anywhere else, unless there is an event of an emergency, such as an accident or an automatic emergency call emanating from the vehicle. Then that data is then transferred over into a cloud to be possibly analyzed later on, right? But most, if not all of the data, excluding that exception, is stored locally and analyzed locally through the onboard computer of the vehicle. So my best guess is that this radar, all of the data that this radar accumulates and analyzes through the AI on the computer, is all local, is all database locally, which is my best guess, and I really hope that's the case, right? Otherwise, this does bring up plenty of questions and concerns regarding individual privacy within the vehicle. But overall, this being a safety measure is a big win, especially to the point where airbags can be more efficiently deployed or not deployed depending on certain circumstances, right? And of course, in the case where unfortunately it does happen, the parent may forget that their own child or children are left in the vehicle, and they will get a notification. At the very least, get a notification and a chime from the vehicle, like, listen, hey, there's somebody living in there. There's some living child still present in the car. Maybe you should check it out again and make sure you haven't forgotten anything, like your own child, right? But overall, this is a positive thing. I just thought it was pretty interesting. I myself have not really heard too much about this update or too much about even this capability, but I thought it was interesting to share, and I really hope this is used for the highest good of the vehicle and of the overall safety of the people in the vehicle. Anyway, if you like what you saw, I would appreciate a like or subscribe, and I want to hear your opinions if you agree or disagree with this type of technology, if you think this is actually a huge privacy concern, or if you just don't trust anything inside the car that's used as a monitoring device or a sensor. I want to hear your opinions, and if you really agree with this, or if you like what you saw, please share this video to as many people as you can. All right, guys, have a good day.